Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, guys.
Today we're giving you easy grocery shopping secrets to cut your grocery bill in half, and you're just going to be so shocked at what they are. Actually, the first one happened to me today. That is, watch the register when you are having your stuff rung up. My grocery bill should have been $16. Went through all this, got it paid, and it was $34. It's like, what in the world? Shouldn't have been $34. And so, come to find out, the app conveniently did not work correctly. So I went up to the customer service and I said, you can see right here, I clipped the coupons on the app. And she said, oh yeah. And I said, it didn't go through. So apparently now Albertsons, once again, has changed their app, and you got to go through even more steps to get the deals. So make sure when you are checking out that you watch and make sure it's the right price. And if you have to keep a notebook and write down or whatever, do it that way. But double check your prices. The next one is stop eating so much food.
Yeah. What more can I say?
You've got a lot to say about that.
I do not. No, I've been really surprised because we've been talking about this for a long time. It's only been in the past couple of years that we've had a lot of people that are commenting and emailing us saying, I actually started watching my portion control, serving sizes, that type of thing. And I really have. I've lost weight. I lost a ton of weight, and my grocery bill has been cut in half.
One lady said she saved $300, I think, by cutting down her portion sizes.
Yeah, just by doing that. And so we've had an abnormal amount of people that have actually started practicing this and doing this. And so it's really helped a lot.
What was the next one you said? I forgot to write it down.
Well, make sure we talk about this a lot, but make sure you watch your drinks.
Oh, the drinks.
Stop buying.
Oh, here. Busy lady says, drink more water.
Yeah. You have to cut back. As a matter of fact, we did a test a couple of times to see, I added up on people's grocery bill receipts and that type of thing. And often 50% to 75%. And I know that sounds like a lot. I couldn't believe it when I first did it. So I did it a few times, but that's how much they had bought things that were drink related.
Oh, every time I go to the store, like I look in other people's baskets and like half to 3/4 is drinks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because if you think about it, you buy coffee, you buy tea, you buy sugar to go in the coffee and tea, you buy creamer to go in the coffee and tea, you buy milk for the kids, you buy juice for the kids, you buy juice containers for the kids. Even like you buy flavored bottled water, power protein drinks. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on of what people are buying. Smoothies, stuff for smoothies. That doesn't even include, we don't even talk very much about wine and beer and, that type of thing. And then there's pop. And the last but not least is bottled water. Bottled water takes a lot of your grocery bill when you could just get it for nothing, for pennies out of your tap water.
Yeah.
So,
Adabel says, I wonder if soda has addicting stuff added to it. No, it's just, would you rather eat a piece of chocolate cake or a salad?
Yeah.
This is not rocket science, people. They keep saying all the processed foods have chemicals added to them to make you want to eat them more. No. Would you rather eat a chocolate cake or a salad? I'd take chocolate cake any day of the week.
Well, one thing too is it's easier to say, well, this is addictive and that's why I can't control it, than just saying, I just got to have a little more willpower here and control it. So that's why it's easier to say things are addictive and that type of thing. So,
yeah.
Well, and one thing too, it's not so much they add addictive stuff to it, but your body
Just gets used to
gets
it.
used to certain things, whether it's certain foods. If you eat salads all the time, it's going to crave salads. Whatever you put in your body is what you're going to crave. Chocolate, I crave chocolate all the time. I crave water all the time, more so than pop, because that's what I drink more of. So it's just a matter of retraining your body to what it's used to having and wanting.
And I think it's Tracy said, don't drink your calories. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
And then you wonder why your kids don't want to eat anything at dinner. When they fill up on juice and milk and soda, and then they don't eat their dinner. Well, no kidding. Of course, they're not going to eat their dinner. They've already had all their calories.
That's another thing. People say my kids are such picky eaters, but they've sat and drank a whole glass of milk or a whole glass of juice or pop or whatever they're having for their meal. And then when mom finally gets the stuff on the table, they're full. And then 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, they're hungry again, and people can't understand why.
Yeah. Guys, our Dining on a Dime cookbooks are on sale right now for Mother's Day, 40% off. We only do this twice a year. Volume 1 and Volume 2 start here with Volume 1. This is all our basic recipes, teach you how to cook. Volume 2 is different recipes. It just is all the recipes we couldn't fit in Volume 1, we put in Volume 2. And then Dining on a Dime, gluten-free, dairy-free. If you're like me, gluten-free, dairy-free, this is it. It's Volume 1 converted to gluten-free recipes. And by the way, real quick, we got an order from Lancaster in Jones, a person named Lancaster in Jonesboro, Georgia. Right here's your letter. It was empty. So somebody sent me something, and that's what was in it. So if your last name is Lancaster and you live in Jonesboro, Georgia, you might want to resend whatever you were planning on sending me. So just wanted to let you know. I looked up old orders and couldn't find any info. So, all right. Next. Stop throwing away your leftovers. I know we keep preaching on this, but it is a big one. You're not making leftovers. You're pre-cooking for the next meal. I don't make a roast and have leftovers. I make a roast and fajitas and beef stroganoff and beef and noodles. I'm pre-cooking for the next meals. And you know what drives me nuts? A lot of things drive me nuts. But all of these fancy schmancy meals that people have delivered to their door, what is it? It's nothing but a bunch of leftovers.
Yeah.
All it is food that's already been pre-cooked. They freeze it. And then you come home and you have a fresh meal that you bake in your oven anyway. I keep seeing ads for this stuff. And I'm just like, seriously, people, stop wasting your money.
Well, another thing about leftovers, it's not even so much, it is leftovers, but there's more to it. Stop throwing out any of your food. For example, do your kids get a bag of chips out or a bag of cookies and they snack on them, and they just leave them open in the living room? And like in Kansas, in a couple of hours, those things go stale and you've got to throw them out. Do you drink a half a can of pop and then you just leave it sitting on the table and don't drink any more of it, and you waste a half a can of pop? And control, this is kind of an overlap type thing. It's not totally with leftovers, but when they open those bags up with snacks and they just leave them sitting on the table, then control those snacks. It used to be whenever we wanted a snack for dinner, and I hate to sound like in the olden days, but they really knew what they were doing as far as controlling their food and their money and stuff. But what we would do is, if I'd go and say, I'm hungry, can I have a snack? My mom would say yes, but she controlled it. She would get the package of cookies out and she would give us, or she'd say, go over in the cookie jar and you can get 2 cookies. She'd tell us how much to get out of there. Potato chips, we would have a little bowl of popcorn or potato chips, and she would help us. We'd put so much in there. It wasn't just you take the whole big bag yourself and you start munching. People wonder why the kids are obese. They love blaming it on processed food and fast foods and all this stuff. No, it's the parents not watching what your kids are eating. You've got to do that. And so control those snacks. That way, if you help them get the snack out or show them what to do, you watch and make sure they close that bag up and put it away so it doesn't get wasted. People are just wasting food. They take a 2-liter thing of pop and they drink a little bit out of it and it just gets set around, and nobody drinks it. If, like with the half a can of pop that I was talking about, split a can between 2 kids. Start watching. You have to watch the food and don't let your kids waste it.
Yep. Give us a thumbs up, guys. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Linda says, I was reading today, Senator Rubio wants to change the rules for SNAP, no more junk food. That actually really ticks me off. Go ahead and send me questions, Mike. If you have any, guys, put questions in there and Mike will send them to me. I have no problem if people are truly needing help with them using food stamps. I have no problem with that. But it really makes me mad and now some places are limiting the amount of food stamps they get, so it's not as bad. But when they're walking out with ding dongs and ho-hos and there's no real food in the cart and Lunchables on their food stamps, seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree. Of course, you guys know if I was president, I would be limiting that right away. But
well, there's nothing wrong with buying a few, but when you have more snack foods than you have real food, and that's what those were was for getting real food. And another thing too that just reminded me, I don't think people realize getting prepared and prepping things that. When we go to digital, when we talk about going to the digital system for money and that type of thing, see how they could control the food stamps for, that type of, for that. They'll maybe eventually, it may be down the road a couple of years or whatever, they'll start controlling what you can buy. If they feel your medical expenses are too high in a certain area, they will control what you can buy for your food to try to force you to eat more healthy.
Well, they're already doing that in places like Norway. Sugar was taxed. Sugar was ridiculous there. I think if I remember right at the time, and this was before that thing going around when we were there, here, I think sugar was like $1.50 for 4 pounds. And in Norway, it was $10 for 2 pounds, if I remember correctly. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's absolutely ridiculous. So
sorry, guys, I have to check.
Roots from Eden said, we recently went and bought plants, and while the vegetable plants were higher than before in price, but still a big bargain and healthier. Yeah, I went and checked the other day and they're like $5.50. I was like, holy moly, they were $2.50 just like 2-3 years ago. So all the vegetable plants are way higher. It's crazy.
Sorry,
Sharon loves our cookbooks and loves us. Thank you. Diane hopes we're all having a good day. Some of us are and some of us aren't.
Can I say one thing too? The 3 things that we were talking, was it 3 things we were talking about? Anyway, these things that we were talking about, you don't need to do all of them. I don't think we always mention this, but sometimes it's easier to start out slow. So for example, if you have trouble with all 3, start out with just maybe watching your drink intake. What am I buying for drinks? And do that first. That in itself will save you probably 50%. Any one of these will save you 50%. And maybe you don't have a problem with your drink stuff and you drink just water. So then try doing the leftovers, and practice that. So pick and choose which one of these will work for you or what you need, and do slowly. Don't try maybe do everything at one time. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
it's okay. Hallie, just letting everyone know that Walgreens has store brand Ziploc bags, buy 1, 2, get 2 free. Wow. I've really stopped shopping at Walgreens. I used to go there all the time for their rebate stuff and their sales, but their sales got so bad. And then I don't know. I just am not impressed with Walgreens anymore. It would be interesting to check that out, though.
Yeah, but that's a good deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Terrific. Tarsha says, good advice. I find mistakes all the time when using the apps. Yeah. Actually, and I know that's on purpose. The same way Walmart, they're always, oh, sorry, the price is wrong on the shelf versus in the store. Sorry, you can't tell me that's an accident as often as it happens. It's crazy. And I get it. Walmart's got 40, 50, 100,000 things in the store, however many. They probably got 200 or 300,000 things in the store. And I get that, but it really happens a lot for it just to be a mistake. Nancy says, hello from Texas. I've been following your channel for a few years, just never commented, received all 3 cookbooks, trying to decide what to make first.
Oh, thank you. You got all of them.
She loves our channel.
Thank you.
Let's see, just start with any of them because they're all really good. Honey baked chicken is a good one. Cheryl says, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Thank you.
I can't believe it's Mother's Day already.
I know.
Karen makes her own iced coffee. I do not understand people buying iced coffee and iced tea. I just cannot fathom. I don't care how rich I am. I cannot fathom buying iced coffee and iced tea. I just can't imagine that.
And one thing about doing your own iced coffee, if you have, a couple tablespoons left over or whatever, put it in an ice cube tray or a small container and use it for ice cubes in your iced coffee. Be sure to do that.
I think it's volume 2 has our iced coffee recipes and frappuccinos and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned they like those recipes. As a matter of fact, if you guys have a favorite recipe from the books, pop in there and let us know, because like a lot of people are just getting the books and they're wondering which recipes to start out with, and that'll give them an idea.
Yep. Lori says, I got 5 dozen eggs today for $8.24.
Wow, that's good.
Sarah, I remember when eggs were 30 cents a dozen at Easter.
No.
Those were the good old days. Okay, Sarah says, I read something before that eating a lot of food is just as addicting as drugs. Probably.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Your body just it's a matter of your body getting used to that stuff and craving that, and you just have to learn to control it.
Let's see. Kathy today's your 55th wedding anniversary.
Happy
job not
anniversary.
Killing him. Good job. Good job. I know that takes a lot of self-control. So good job. Happy anniversary. Busy Lady says, I cannot believe how much they charge for a 12-pack of soda now. I know, it's like $10.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, seriously? And yet carts are still full of, still have carts full of it.
But even more so when they buy it and take it home, they waste a lot of it. A lot of it gets.
And Janet says a 12-pack in Rhode Island is $10.
Yeah. But even coffee, people waste it. How many people make a pot of coffee, drink a cup or two, and the rest sets, and they dump it out and get some, make fresh.
Roots from Eden bottled water here is $3. Yes. That's crazy.
I believe that.
Shannon says, hello from Tennessee and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you moms out there, all of you moms.
Yes. Busy Lady says, lots of people buy tons of box snacks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she made our bread recipe last week, and it was a huge hit. I don't know if it was the one in volume 1 or volume 2 right there. But we have all of our bread recipes are super delicious because they are time tested. So we made sure that they were good. Vicky says, I tend to snoop a bit looking at other people's carts at the store. It's amazing how much junk people pile up. I know. She says, cookies, candy, or cookies, sodas, baked good. The problem isn't inflation. It's our control spending. That really chaps my hide when people complain about the price of groceries and it's full of Lunchables and Oreos and pop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, stop buying all that junk. And the other thing is stop eating out. You sit here and say you can't fund your retirement fund. You can't pay off your car loans. You can't pay your student loans. You can't get your credit cards paid off. And yet you're eating out. Stop it. Seriously, just stop it. It has nothing to do with inflation or the price of anything. Yeah, there's inflation, but it's nothing. It's nothing excessive. Oh, it's a good thing I can get the spit wads on this side. But it's not. It's inflation. I get it. But I had some comments this week about, people are skipping meals because of inflation. Food has gone up like 20, 25% that I have noticed. Is that a huge jump? Yes. Is that a huge jump? Is it Is it not obtainable even for the poorest people in America? It is very, very obtainable to be able to still buy good, nutritious food, even with 20 to 25% inflation on food over the last 2 years.
Well,
it's still very easy.
I think what happened was we've gotten so comfortable for years now. We've been able to buy pretty much what we want. The majority of people. Now, I know some of you out there,
if you're making less than $500 a month, I'll give you that.
Yeah, then some of you aren't, and you're not the ones we're talking about. But a majority of like the Americans, we've pretty much been able to buy anything we want on a pretty reasonably. And now all of a sudden, things are happening that it's not quite as comfortable, and we're having to tighten up our belts. So we're feeling really squirmy, but we're not to the point yet where we don't have food or we can't afford food. We just can't afford the really luxury items and the good tasty stuff and everything. It's going back to like, here I go. I must be old today. It's going back to like when I was young. You didn't have tons of treats. We had good stuff to eat. My mom would bake cookies, but we would have pop maybe once every 2 weeks we'd have, and then she'd split one can with us. So it was a treat. Those types of things were treats, and the treats have now turned into daily foods.
Yep.
Yeah.
So comment and let us know if you're still listening or if you've left us.
If we lost everybody with these comments.
Yeah. All right. Janet says leftovers taste better. Yes, they do.
They do.
Mm-hmm. And Tammy says her husband loved leftovers, had leftover roast tonight, and she will make fajitas. By the way, if you guys need the fajita recipe right here, Dining on a Dime, Volume 1 is our fajita recipe. We love it. Busy Lady, leftover chili soup is amazing. Yep. Georgina, I cook a link of sausage and we have 2 to 4 meals from it. Yeah, that's easy to do. Mike, send me the next batch, please. And somebody asked, what do you cook with it to her? So what I do is I take 1 link of sausage and I cut up 1 potato per person, throw it in there. And then I cut up an onion and I throw it in there, and I cut up a pepper and I put it in there, and it's a 1-pan meal. Everybody gets filled up. $4 for meat and about $1 or so for vegetables. $5 still for dinner. Super easy.
And one thing about the chili, you can cook it down, the leftovers, and thicken it just a little bit. And you can use that to put on like hot dogs, pour chili over hot dogs instead of just having the chili again in a bowl. Or you can take like a baked potato and put some extra hamburger or sausage or something on it, and then put the chili on top of the baked potatoes. So I think we have those listed in the book under the leftovers, maybe. Like if you look up chili, then it'll have a list of stuff in there under chili of what you can make with the leftovers.
Haley says, I'm a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling, and just found out we're expecting baby number 5. Any tips on fighting fatigue and cravings while staying frugal? So congratulations.
Yes.
So first of all, when you are feeling good, prepare the meals ahead of time or your snacks ahead of time. So then when you're not feeling good, you don't just go rummaging through everything and pick it up. And that's probably I would say that's the biggest tip right there. On the moment you're feeling good, just go and do it right then and get it done. And then you'll have it for later. And then, of course, just make things easy. If you need to be using paper plates and those types of things right now, that is way cheaper than going out to eat. If you need to be buying frozen dinners, lasagnas or whatever, go and buy them. It's okay. For 8 people, for 7 people, it's way cheaper to go buy a frozen lasagna and a bagged salad than to stop by Wendy's.
Yeah.
So it's okay to use paper plates.
Yeah, there's certain times when you really need the disposable pans, paper plates, that type of thing.
Tammy says, when I was a kid, my mom made chips. Yeah, we never bought tortilla chips ever growing up. Ever. And it took me a really long time after we were married. My goodness. I mean, we're talking like 10 years after Mike and I were married before I ever bought my first bag of tortilla chips. Now, I bought potato chips every now and then, but not tortilla chips because it was cheaper just to fry them yourself.
I don't think people realize that you can actually fry your own tortilla chips. You just buy the tortilla shells and cut them up.
Right here.
And fry them. And another thing is,
and at livingonadime.com.
I never bought frozen French fries for years until the kids even pretty much left home, because you just didn't buy frozen. They didn't have them, first of all, for the first probably 10 years at least after I was married. They didn't even have frozen French fries, and then they started coming out. But you just take your potatoes and slice them up, and fry them in some oil, and they're really yummy.
Valerie says she loves your necklace.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Giovanni says the cookbooks also break it down for people who have hardly ever been in the kitchen. Yes, we made them very simple. The problem with recipes on most websites today, and actually this has harmed our website, is that people make the recipes way too complicated. I mean, they have 15 lines of instructions for something that literally,
some of them have paragraphs.
No, so and they do it because Google wants more words on your page, so it's not just on their so it's just a few. They don't want a few paragraphs. They want big, massive books on these recipes because it keeps you on the website longer and you get more ad time, which pays Google. So that's why they want longer. So I know why they do it, but it's really irritating. And that's why people like our recipes, because we get in there, we tell you what to do. You don't have 15 bowls. You're not using 23 different steps. You're not frying this and then coating that and then baking this. These people who fry something and then put it in the oven and all this, I'm like, no wonder you don't want to cook. It's ridiculous. So guys, 40% off right now, our Mother's Day sale. We only do this twice a year. The sale ends on Friday, Mike, or Saturday? Friday. The sale ends on Friday.
And we have a few instructions too on like how to cook rice. If you don't know some of the basics, we try to put that in there too.
Yeah. Colleen says she does a lot of snow cookers meals so she can portion and freeze them. Yep. Very good.
That's good.
Chrissy, my husband used to have a second job as a checker at Walmart, and the amount of junk food people got was unbelievable. It absolutely is. I mean, and I know that we keep harping on this, but we're harping on it for a reason, because it is a massive problem. It is not inflation at all. I'm not saying what the people in the White House are doing is right by any stretch of the imagination, but they're just playing you because you're going to go along with it. Of course, they're going to raise their prices. Never lose a chance at a good crisis. Of course, they're going to raise prices. So, it's gone up, but it's not a problem at all. Jennifer, split a can of pop between 2 kids. The rare times we got pop growing out, we split it 4 ways.
Yeah, we did too.
Paula's, yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Good.
No, I was just going to say, usually my mom and my brother and I got 1 can of pop that we split, together.
Paula, back in the 80s, you could not buy prepackaged foods and sodas on food stamps. Yeah. Sandy, got our roof on, but it's brown. We ordered gray. They're giving us a discount and replacing all the shutters to match. Oh my word.
No. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but that's just horrible.
Can
you even imagine?
Furious.
Oh my word. I'm sorry. This stuff that happens is just insane sometimes.
As you can tell, my kitchen remodel is not done yet, so I'm still having issues. It's not
hearing stories like yours is a comfort.
Totally. Well, I was looking at all the footage for the kitchen remodel to do the video today because I was transferring videos that we did this week into that folder, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have no idea how I'm going to make this into a video. There with 5 months. Yeah, 4 months. February, March, April, May. This is May, right?
Yeah. I thought they started in
January, February, March, April, May. Okay, so it's been 4 months. And I was just looking at all this footage. I don't know. I probably have 1,000 different files. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to make this into a video? So and what made me think of that is some of the problems we've had. I totally feel for you. So anyway, Kathy, you mentioned mice in the past, peppermint oil. There she goes. Wanda, you just need to put peppermint oil.
I guess so.
And just buy it by the gallon and dump it all over your attic.
Is Wanda on? Did she say
I don't know.
Doing better? Wanda, if you're on, holler and let us know if it's.
S says, do you think they'll try and control food spending habits the same way they did rationing in the wars? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be
Especially
really,
because it's green.
and it'll be very, very easy because they'll have control of your money. So if you go to buy a chocolate candy bar, you won't be able to just even buy it.
Especially if you have diabetes or something.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. Carol, do we have discount stores nearby? No, we don't have anything like that here. We have Dollar Tree, but that's the extent of our discount stores. Did I get a perm? Yes. When I was in Colorado, I went to my lady and re-permed myself. Oh, thank you.
Oh, he's whistling at her.
Did the marriage conference do anything for us, dear?
The marriage.
He thinks it did. Bethany, when I was on WIC, I was only allowed to get certain foods. Yeah. On WIC, you've never been able to buy junk food, but yeah, on food stamps you can. Today, Turid says sugar, 1 kilo for 25 krona. So I'm looking that up. That is, yes, hello, Turid. That is how much, huh? What is it? Oh, Mike did the math already. That is from Mike. Sugar works out to $2.38, $1.08 a pound. It was way more than that when we were there.
Well, also the things that were made out of sugar, it gets magnified each time you make something. So like candy would be 3 times.
So maybe it's the regular sugar.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if I wasn't looking at the regular sugar when I was there, because that was $10 for 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Okay, well, maybe I was looking at the wrong sugar when I was there, or maybe it was the particular town we were in. I don't know. Anyway, because I know, you know, like if you go to a small convenience store type town here and that's all they have, they'll charge you way more than.
But once again, Turid, they drive into Sweden, right?
8 hours.
8 hours to do their grocery shopping in order to save money. It's going to take a little work, a little effort, a little sacrifice to do some of this stuff. But, you know, you can't, there's nothing that's really free. You have to really work at some of these
How many
things.
Americans would drive 8 hours to save on groceries?
I know.
They wouldn't do it. I have not heard of one American ever do that.
No.
Ever.
So, you know, you guys got to think this may be a little bit work.
Kathy, Walmart in California, mini prices have gone down. Yeah.
They
have on a lot of
here.
things. And I keep telling people that.
Wasn't butter this week
$1.97?
We got butter on sale for $1.97.
Of course, they charged me $4 for it.
And
but
I have not paid more than that since we moved here. I've watched it on sale every time, and I got them, you know.
I paid $2.50, but yeah.
So
Ashton, summer is coming, and I'm trying to find cheap, easy snacks for the kids. I have 4 boys and 2 teenage girls. I'm nervous they're going to eat me out of house and home. So right here, we have a whole thing on snacks.
Yeah,
and
a whole huge list of different things.
Go through some of those. But
if you got the book, check it out and see the.
Yeah. Margaret, don't go grocery shopping while you're hungry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, that's true. Don't. I was going to say on the snacks, think of things like popcorn. It's cheaper, you know, and it's very filling. So try to think of filling snacks and that type of thing. Oatmeal cookies would probably be more filling than just a regular chocolate cookie, or a peanut butter cookie might be more filling than something else, you know.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Now, do not go shopping hungry. Don't.
Yeah. Wow. Tammy got eggs for 99 cents at a grocery store 15 minutes away. Wow.
That's good.
That's a good deal. Garcia says, the Garcia family says, Mike's baking powder biscuits. Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Cynthia, today my postal lady asked me if I made anything out of my cookbook she brought me last week. I mean, she emailed me wondering what book she was delivering to so many people on her block. Yeah, Cynthia emailed me and said that her mail lady said that she delivered the same book to like a lot of people in her
neighborhood. You're kidding. Oh my God.
So hello, all the people in Cynthia's neighborhood, whoever you are.
Oh, that's
Thank you for
funny.
ordering.
That is cute.
Mama says honey chicken in volume 1 and the curry chicken in volume 2. Yes, I just got coconut milk for chicken curry because I haven't made that for so long. So I'm going to actually be making that tomorrow.
I should get a little sample from you. I haven't ever tried that chicken curry.
Very delicious. I don't think you would like it, but it's very delicious.
Thanks.
Jolene says, no, Deborah says she loves the buttermilk pancakes. Thank you.
those, you guys are coming
And
up with some of our
actually-
popular ones. Yeah.
This recipe is not the same one that's in all the other versions. I didn't like this recipe, so we tweaked it for this edition, and we got a better recipe for that. So if you have several different versions of the books, use the buttermilk pancakes in the volume that's the red hardback.
Mhm.
Yep. Jolene says Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Nicole says chocolate chip cookies. Yes, those are very
Mhm.
good. And Donna loves
Mhm.
our granola from volume 1.
Oh, wow.
And Graham says she's eating the green chili from volume 1 right now. And Mima says to 17. Are you saying you have 17 grandkids? Holy moly. How do you even
Wow.
remember their names?
Yeah, how do you remember their names? That's funny.
Mima says I made the buttermilk in your book today. Yes, the buttermilk is really
Mhm.
easy to make. And Roots from Eden said she loved my joke about good job not killing. The budgeting sister, don't worry, Mike didn't do anything today. So
Don't worry, he didn't do anything today. We'll just wait till tomorrow. We'll see if he's still here.
now look at that innocent face.
That innocent face.
Yes, you little turd.
You just said I didn't do anything today. What are you calling me a turd for?
I was telling them before we came on, I think we got a control a coolness or something problem. Tara's got a short sleeve t-shirt. I've got a sweater on, and Mike's got a coat on. I'm thinking, okay, which temperature is right in here for who?
Actually, it's chilly in here, but we should open the garage door because it's like 20 degrees
Yeah.
warmer outside than it is in here.
Yeah.
I just thought if we open the garage door, since it's a lot warmer out there, that you might get too hot.
Too hot.
You're hot enough already, honey.
Oh, you're hot enough
thanks,
already.
my
Whoa. This is not an R-rated show, Michael.
Budgeting sisters. I made the strawberry pie last week. Yes, that's very
Oh,
delicious.
strawberry
Oh,
pie. Oh, that sounds
Amy says she got volume 2, the blue one right there, in the mail Monday, and she loves it.
Oh, thank you.
And Troy says, what about plants at farmers markets? Mike, send me the next batch. Actually, farmers markets are ridiculously expensive now. I went to one in Pennsylvania 5 years ago, and it was actually reasonably priced. But all the ones that I've been to in Colorado and Wyoming and even a couple in Kansas, they're like the foofy place where everybody who's anybody goes to shop for all their organic stuff and all that. And their prices are not cheap at all. It used to be you could go to the farmer's market and get a good deal, but not anymore.
Now, I don't know about this because I've never done this before, but driving over to your place, the college said that they have.
Oh, the plant sale
Yeah,
was today.
Yeah. And I didn't know if you'd seen it or not. I mean, it was a college, so I thought that might be a little bit cheaper than like a farmer's market.
I missed it.
I'm sorry. I
I
saw
was
it earlier
planning on
today, and
going
I
to that.
didn't call you to tell you.
As Dave likes to say, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Your disappointment is immeasurable and your day's ruined, huh? But it's going on for 2 more days. They might still have some left.
I thought it was only today.
No, it's the 10th through the 12th.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll head over there tomorrow.
Whoever told us that you had to get there in the first 6
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need to get there the first day, but
Probably
there
don't
still
have
might
anything
be
left.
something.
Kim,
Who's the
yeah.
optimistic and the pessimistic?
No,
here?
who's the realist who knows
I know.
that
I
garage
know.
sales are lethal here?
Yeah.
So I can just imagine what a plant sale
Oh,
is
yeah,
here.
I know. Well, we went to one last year and we were there on time and everything at the plant sale, and they were just swarming like
It's crazy.
bees all over it.
Kim, can you store canned goods outdoor garage with no air conditioning? Well, it depends. I mean, in Wyoming, you probably could, but I wouldn't in the
Arizona
South
or Texas
or
or
Kansas.
Kansas.
No,
yeah.
I would say generally no. Now, what you could maybe do is store them there and put them like with a couple of blankets over it, and that might help insulate them from getting too warm. I definitely wouldn't store flour out there, but really,
Yeah, I
Probably
don't.
not.
I usually just put my bottled water out there and no other food items because you can get mice and bugs real easy in the garage too, besides the heat.
Wanda S says, I get food stamps, but I don't buy a lot of junk food. I always ask myself if it's a good price. If it isn't, I don't buy it. Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
Mhm.
I can make my food stamps last most of the month and don't really need anything else. Very
Mhm.
good. Yes. That is
And
the way to use it.
if you can save on your food stamps, stock up on like a prepping pantry,
Yeah.
to use it that way.
Yeah. Oh, Barbara, she's in the ER right now with her husband. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes.
Well,
Everyone will
no,
pray
yeah.
for you. Yes. I am so sorry to hear that. Can you send me the next ones, Mike? Barbara is our bud.
Yeah,
We
let us
love
know, Barbara, what happens.
Thank you. Valerie, Jill, love your necklace.
Thank you. I think a viewer sent this to me.
Oh yeah. I
Mhm.
remember that.
Yep.
Lori says chicken pot pie is her favorite. Yes, that's volume 1. Wanda says my adult granddaughter, insists on buying bottled water, even though she lives in a house with 2 refrigerators, parents downstairs and grandma upstairs, that both have filtered water in the door. Melinda. Didn't everyone used to buy by the seasons? If it was in season, it was more affordable. Yeah, but they don't do
Yes.
now.
Wow.
Diana, she loves us in our lives. And she says, volume 1, I have not found a recipe yet that we don't like. Whole wheat bread is so easy with a stand mixer. Yep.
Oh.
Guys, 40% off right now for our Mother's Day sale. We only do this twice a year, so go grab it now.
As you see, the recipes are mentioning are really basic, everyday recipes that people eat. That's what we try to have, not a gourmet cookbook, but a cookbook with just good
Real
down-home
food for real families.
and that it has stuff, the ingredients you have at home all the time normally.
Yeah. Jim just says, all the mothers, happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Arlene got eggs today at Food Giant for $1.39. So the chickens must be laying again. See, I told you guys 3 or 4 months and it'll be back down again. This is an I told you so moment. When Tara says something, listen to her. Right, dear?
What?
He says what?
Yes, people don't want to cook home cooked balanced. People don't want home cooked balanced meals anymore. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sue says, thought of you the other day when I got a deal on leftover or fold over sandwich bags at CVS. Closeout price $300 for 60 cents. Wow.
Wow.
She will
Okay.
use them for ground beef portions. Yes.
Very
Wanda, buy what's on sale. Yes.
Mhm.
Wanda, go buy that peppermint oil on sale. I'm going to send you a
I was
gallon
gonna
of
say,
peppermint
do we all
oil.
need to donate peppermint oil to Wanda? Oh, goodness.
Java Cat says cabbage is 99 cents, normal price.
Oh, that's good.
Jolene Slow Kush Roasts in volume 1 on page 234 is her favorite. Yes.
That's one of my favorites.
That's literally a 2-minute prep meal.
Yeah, the slow
literally
cook roast is.
You cannot tell me you do not have time to cook dinner when it literally takes 2 minutes. Literally takes 2 minutes. Vicky, meat has been having a lot of great sales. Yes, she's been stocking up on beef and chicken. Oh, I keep meaning to have you bring my freezer stuff over. Carrie says I pulled out 3 pork chops, air fried and cooked with gravy, mushrooms, and onions.
Ooh, yum.
Yep, there you go. Total cost $7. Yeah, it's not expensive at all. Stephanie, I eat out once a month with next door neighborhood gathering and created new friends.
That's good. And we say don't eat out, but that's a special treat. If you don't eat out as often and go like once a month, that's a special treat, and it makes it even nicer to me anyway.
Betty says I got Cookbook Volume 1 about 6 months ago and I loved it. So I got my son to order me Volume 2 and she got it today and she already loves it.
Oh, good.
You are so welcome.
Good.
Krista says my husband and son used to say that there wasn't any food in the house cupboards. I only had ingredients. Well, and this is another thing actually, and my family is just as bad as the rest of the country. But it used to be mom would cook 3 meals a day and you ate what mom cooked and that was it. You didn't go around snacking all day long. You didn't go fixing your own food. When mom was in the kitchen, you stayed out until dinner was ready and then you sat down at the table and you ate your dinner. And the problem is, and my family's just as bad about this, people just roam around and eat all the time now. And so it's bad. Becky Ann says, I have to bite my tongue. My cousin is driving several hundred miles for my brother's funeral. He is renting a car. I asked him what was wrong with his, and he said it was a dead battery. And let me guess, he's got credit card debt up the wazoo.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness. 99 says, made chili tonight. My husband can't tolerate beans, so she stretched it with corn and tomatoes. There you go.
Very good.
Krista says chili over rice. Actually, that would be really good. I didn't
Chili
think
over
about that,
rice
yeah.
would be yummy. Yeah.
My family doesn't like chili very much, so I never make it, but I'm going to make me some chili one of these days.
Mhm.
Rochelle says portion control is something that is out of control. Yes.
Yeah.
Roots from Eden. We boil eggs and stick them in a jar with salt and 1 teaspoon. Good snack for the kids. Oh,
That would be a good filling snack because an egg would fill
Yeah.
them up more than like
well,
something
yeah, and keep
sweet.
deviled eggs on hand. You can make the deviled eggs in the morning and keep them in the refrigerator, and I can just go pull a couple.
Yeah, and even I think you'd be surprised that if you keep like a bowl of carrots or celery cleaned and ready to go, and like the eggs, things like that, just sitting where they can see it. Kids tend to just grab and eat whatever they can see. That's easy to grab.
You're
If they
not
have
going to grab celery and carrots, though. They won't.
aren't?
No, they'll grab cookies if they can find them. But you have to. But
But
you have to
I
hide
did
them.
when I was young. I would grab them if they were done. I just didn't like it because I had to clean them. If I had to clean something, I wouldn't eat it. So,
Okay. Well,
and you did too. You would eat, and Alex, she would take, and she loved carrot sticks.
Okay.
So your kids might eat them.
Betty, I got volume 2 today and love it already. Got volume 1 6 months ago and loved it so much.
Oh.
Our channel's her favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Becky, I agree. Just made several of my brownies from the old Spiral Bound book. Easy, simple, and to the point. Yeah. As if you guys couldn't tell, I'm to the point. Krista, so glad to catch y'all live. Loving Jesus always. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandy says she makes the granola every other week. Yes. The
Granola
granola in
is-
volume 1 is really
Yeah,
good.
a lot of people love that. Mhm.
It's really good. Something or Another King has all 3 books. They are outstanding. Love the channel. Been here for a year. Well, thank you.
Thank
for joining
you.
us and for ordering.
You guys are so faithful.
And Vanessa got the books yesterday. Wow.
You
Lori
guys-
made fried potatoes, and I think those are in volume 1 is the fried potatoes, I think.
I made those the other day. I hadn't done them for a while, and they were so good. Fry them in bacon grease, guys. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Hash
really
browns
good.
and fried potatoes in bacon grease is like yum.
Yep. Shannon says simple is the best way to go for most people. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Tana says, hello, Tana. During that thing going around, we stood in line behind a couple who were severely overweight and not looking healthy at all. One was in a wheelchair. They were stocking up on tons of meat, soda, junk food. My husband and I wondered what was going to kill them first, COVID or the diet. I know. Yeah. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Kimberly.
That's a new thing.
Hey, I kept it shut at the parents' meeting last night.
Oh, you had a parents' meeting? Oh,
Yes.
my goodness.
Didn't I, dear? Weren't you proud of me?
I was so proud of you, especially when,
Especially
Especially when you
when.
saw the steam coming out of my head.
no, well, there wasn't anything that controversial, right?
No, it wasn't too bad last night,
Oh,
actually.
what's funny is there was a vote on like some stuff, and we were noticing that we have marketing skill and other people don't. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Kimberly. Tara at a parent meeting is very scary.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Kimberly, I'll freeze tortillas if I don't use them all with the rice. And that way, next time I need some, I have them in the freezer. Very good.
Mhm.
They're bread, so they freeze easily. Yes, I freeze tortillas all the time. Connie, I think that's why I hated cooking when I would eat out. I always did shop smart, but was limited on limited on what I knew how to cook. I received volume 1 and 2 yesterday. Today I was meal planned. Finally, recipe books that I love.
Oh,
Connie, thank
that
you.
is- yeah.
Wow.
That's a good comment.
See, they're just making cooking too complicated. And
Yeah.
believe me, we don't. We do not.
And that's why we wrote the book originally, because they didn't have just a good basic cookbook. It was all Julia Child's type, gourmet things. And so there was just nothing, there hadn't been anything written for a long time that was just basic cooking and teaching you how to do it. But at the same time, older cooks seem to like our cookbook too, because they've a lot of new different, well, they're old recipes, but they're new to them and stuff. So
Shannon says a lot of people feel like crap because of what they're eating. If they just simplify and just ate real food, they would feel better. Yeah. Oh, and most of it's they're just eating too much. They're just eating too much junk. Lori, where do they sell peppermint oil? Oh, you can get it on Amazon. Walmart used to have it. I don't know if they still do, but just pretty much anywhere you can buy it. Walgreens had it for a while. Denise, I think Jill. Oh, she's asking about your makeup. We did a whole video on that, so you can go look up our old videos and
just type in makeup on our channel.
Yeah, on the channel. Sandy, I read somewhere to put the mouse trap in a paper bag for easy cleanup. Oh, I haven't ever heard that tip.
No,
That's
that
very
is a
smart
good
one.
idea. I hated emptying
good
those
idea.
mouse traps, and that is really good
That's a great
idea.
idea. T
Wow.
says, I'm leaving my retail job for 10 miles for when 10 miles closer, going to save 20 miles a day driving. Woo!
Oh,
Wow.
that'll be nice.
Her gas money is going towards our future home.
Very good. Just think of the time too.
Yeah.
Not just even the money, but the time that you can save in 1 week it adds up.
Tana, the second thing my husband and I noticed during that thing going around is that when all the shelves were empty, especially all the meat and dairy, we noticed the produce section was full. Yeah. I know. You know why, though? Send me the next batch bag. Because people didn't know how to cook. We totally missed the ball when that thing going around hit. Because all the recipe channels that had really easy recipes, our number one video at that time was scrambled eggs. So we totally missed the ball on that. Actually, we're just total failures marketing people, but it's okay. Judy, I made turkey parts with butter under the skin. It was juicy even 2 days later.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good. Oh, I got a message from Home Depot. Go ahead, dear.
Oh, don't read it during the thing. You'll start steaming probably.
We completely acknowledge the dissatisfaction here, and what you have described is far from what we expect for our customers. We appreciate you letting us know about your experience. Furthermore, we have documented this and will get this feedback over to our leadership for improvement. So Tana told me something interesting about Home Depot that I didn't know. So, that whole ESG score, I think is what's called. So companies have to, so now they're having this score. I think it's called ESG. I think if I remember right, where you have to do so many green things. And then your company is green enough to be considered for, loans and all kinds of stuff with the government. Home Depot is under a parent company that is one of the head people of that. Explains everything.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's like, well, why didn't you just go to a small appliance store? Guys, I am not exaggerating. Home Depot is the only place to buy appliances here.
Yeah.
It is the only place. Now, if I would have known I would have gone through all this, I would not have sold my old appliances and just kept them. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have just kept my old appliances. But, it's too late.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's why appliances here on Upcycle, people sell their appliances and they're gone in minutes because you cannot go anywhere else. The closest place is 2 hours away.
Well, that's why we've been saying for about a year or so is get out of debt and get everything bought that you need, major things like get your appliances, your roof fixed, and all these different things, because this stuff is going to be changing. Like with the green stuff, it's all going to change, and it's going to be hard to get things like we used to.
Yep.
Not because we couldn't, produce them, but they're going to have so many regulations and restrictions that it's going to be hard to get this stuff. So try to get out of debt as fast as you can and get what you absolutely need in the physical things, like that.
Jilly says this is her first time on the live chat. She loves us. Thank you, Jilly.
Oh, yeah, we're glad you're here.
Kimberly says she made her chicken breast that way for Thanksgiving, and it was the best turkey she ever made. Yes, Volume 1, our turkey is the only way. I'm telling you, everybody laughs at our recipe, And after they make it,
Yeah.
they will never make it any other way.
People really question and say, well, I don't know how, if that's going to work. And they love it. And they
And if you want a
make it.
crispy skin, just leave the foil off and cook it the same way. I do it that all the time because I like the crispy skin. So you can just do it that way. Or take the foil off like a half an hour after.
I was going to say just a half an hour before you serve it, take the foil
But
off.
it works just fine to take the foil off and just leave it the whole time. Joanne, I have the absolute best brownie recipe. Thank you. That was my home ec brownie recipe.
I remember the day she brought that
from
home.
10th grade.
She was so proud of that recipe. It was just like
It was good.
It
That
was
home ec
good.
teacher
It
knew what
was.
she's doing.
It was
I didn't
good.
know it at the time, but Chrissy, my mom taught me how to make buttermilk. She made the best sheet brownies without eggs because my dad was allergic. Oh, that would be good.
Oh,
And
mhm,
buttermilk
that's
would
good.
cause them to rise because the acidity in buttermilk makes stuff rise.
Yeah.
That's why. Diana says the marriage counseling did help. Oh, did it help, dear?
Yep,
Do you feel our marriage is saved
it is.
for this week
For this week.
or just today?
He's
gone.
I'm thinking.
He's thinking. You have to think this through.
Kimberly says in her area, farm stands are a great place to go. There's lots of farm stands in Wisconsin. Yeah, I could see in Wisconsin. Them being,
Yeah.
But in Colorado, they're the hoity-toity place to go, and they were.
Yeah, we
just
didn't have
crazy. And
good
same
ones
here.
in Kansas.
Yeah.
I think it depends on where you live.
Yeah, because when I was in Pennsylvania, I went to one and it was good. So
Mhm.
Shannon, I found a giant container of whole powdered milk for $20. Wow,
Whoa.
very good. Melinda, yes. What happened to farmers market? Everything used to be cheaper than the grocery stores. Yeah, it used to be, but not anymore because people now think it's hoity-toity and they're all just doing whatever. Gail, I made the fajitas for volume 1 with the homemade tortillas in volume 1, and it was so good. The tortillas were so easy to make. No more store-bought for us. Yes, I make those all the time.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how easy some of this stuff is to do. And that's another thing. The book has a lot of things to make from scratch so that if you can't find them at the grocery store, you can just make them up yourself, you know.
Jerry says the gluten-free bread and the brownies in our gluten-free, dairy-free book are really good. Yes, they are. I made sure that they tasted like normal. And Jeanette says, I normally buy 5 dozen eggs for my family. Walmart had them for almost $18 2 weeks ago. Woo! Bought them last week for $8.94. Very good.
Yeah.
Tanya, she made pizza crust using our volume 1 recipe, and it was the best. Thank you.
That's another good one. And about the eggs, this kind of shows you, we keep telling you guys not to panic. Just, start these good habits out of saving your money the best you can, and using your leftovers and all this other stuff, and get these down pat. And don't panic when the eggs prices go up, or don't panic when the meat prices go up, because we try to teach you that when that happens, what to do, that you can replace those things with, or how to stretch them and stuff like that. So, it's getting over now. The egg crisis is getting over. There may be another new one, but don't panic when it comes, because we'll.
Okay, everybody guess what's the next crisis going to be. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. What do you think the next food
They can't
crisis?
use drought this year. I don't know what the next crisis is going to be, because they can't use drought. So that means the vegetables should be fine. The animals, the pigs and the cows should be fine. The chickens should be fine. The wheat should be fine unless it gets blown away in a tornado. But there's so much wheat here that you'd have to have like a massive
tornado,
5,000 tornado go through the whole entire Midwest in one day type thing. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Cynthia says she made the gluten-free pizza crust, and I usually make other recipe from the red book, and I was a bit thrown by the ingredients, but I trusted my family. I trusted, and my family loved it. Yes. Have faith in Tara. No one has faith in me. Roseanne says made our cornbread for her 89-year-old mother-in-law. Now she requests it every week. Yeah,
I love that cornbread in the book.
really
It
good.
is so good. Oh, it's yummy.
Allison also made the chicken curry and she loved it.
Mm.
I'm making that tomorrow for dinner, actually. Mrs. T, drive by the dumpsters at the old college and get the plants for free. Yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although
yeah.
here I don't think they'll have any left, but yeah.
You know what? It's getting that time of year for you guys to have a heads up. If you live in a college town, check the
This
dumpsters
week.
out.
Yeah, this week is the last day of school.
Yeah,
so
so start checking those dumpsters out in the college towns because you can find some good stuff.
Marilyn says, I agree with her about this. Our farmers markets are all more expensive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy, love the chicken fried steak in volume 1. Thank you.
I love that chicken fried steak.
Barbara,
Mike does too.
I find it kind of odd that our grocery store does not have any chicken. Guest deliveries are behind schedule. Wow.
Huh.
Stephanie, yes, dear. That was my dad's most used phrase.
Yes, dear.
Loretta, thank you for all the hard work. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and for being their friends too. Hello, friends. Kimmy's
Kimmy's not on here today, so you can't say that.
Chrissy, just in case you guys know, if I don't get any comments, I'm making fun of myself, not Kimmy, because I'm not perky like Kimmy is. I'm like, what do you want this time? No, not really. Poor Kimmy, she was calling us yesterday right before her live show frantic. It was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but I mean, it was funny. It wasn't funny, but yeah. Just because we'd been there and done that. So Chrissy got all the books. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Shannon says she fed 6 people for $10 tonight. Good going.
Yeah, that is good.
Wanda, I
Wow.
wonder if there's a way to get the peppermint scent to go through the vents. Yeah. Just take your cotton balls and put it on your intake. So the ones that are on the walls, usually the vents blowing out are on the floors, and then the ones that are on the walls are the intake. And just how would you hold them up there if they have
Take a-
peppermint oil?
Take
Probably,
a clothespin with
yeah, clothespin would
with
work.
a cotton ball or a sheet of paper towel,
Yeah,
something like that, and clip
Yeah.
it on there.
that's a good idea. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Just
And put it on all your intake vents.
just clip them with a paper clip or
Then,
clothespin.
if you had any wherever the mice are, if you have outtake vents, or I mean, out blowing vents, I don't know, what do you call those? Where are the out? What are? If it's not an intake vent, what is it, Mike?
What?
If it's not an intake vent for your HVAC, what is the out called?
It's just a vent.
Well,
No, it's called something.
could
But
you put it on the filter?
Anyway.
That would bring it in the house, wouldn't it?
yeah, you could also put it on your air filter. Yeah, that would work.
Put it on the air. Just
And-
pour it on the air filter, probably.
Whatever your outtake is, or your outblowing, wherever the blowing is, you could put it on the outside of those too, in whatever room you think they're in too.
Mhm.
Connie received the cookbook today, a gift for a graduate. I have the older ones and she loves it. Yay!
You guys are getting all the books today. You must have shipped a
TJ,
bunch out.
yes. TJ missed what she was saying about the peppermint oil. It keeps mice away. So
Yeah.
poor Wanda, for the last 10 shows, has been fighting her mice, and I'm about to come to her house with my hammer and take care of it. Janet, on the baseball field, everyone eats takeout. They say they don't have time to cook. I know, and they're
Mhm.
complaining about the high prices.
Well, and two, some
That's
people
why I
when they,
don't do well at school get-togethers.
when they go to soccer games and stuff like that, a lot of people stop, someplace going home because the kids are hungry and they just stop on their way. If you have some snacks in the car with you, that'll help, keep them until you can get home and get dinner ready and stuff like that.
Wanda wants to know if lentils are a bean.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they are.
Yeah, they're in the
so
bean
maybe
family.
it would be a complete
Pea.
protein with
pea.
rice. That might be
Uh-uh.
right. Yeah. So today McChicken was free. What? How'd I miss that?
Oh,
So I ordered through the app. Oh, you gotta use an app.
Oh.
And got McChicken and triple cheeseburger for $3 with tax. Ate just the chicken sandwich and the burger tomorrow.
very good.
Barbara made ground turkey with rice for lunch and will carry it for dinner. Yep. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, she made chili without tomato products. It was delicious. Yeah. So actually, if you guys want to really prize winning, I won first prize for this chili. Volume 2, my white chili recipe. I won first prize at a chili cook-off with it. I really did. You laugh.
I know. I'm sorry.
You think you're
I'm
the
a
one that gave me all my good
terrible mother.
recipes. It is not true. The brownies, the green chili,
Oh.
the chicken curry,
3 out of
The-
1,200
no,
recipes.
no. all of them. I got news. My
Poor
family
Tara.
thinks I can't cook. I can cook. The turkey
She's
jerky
getting better.
days are over.
Tell them about your turkey jerky.
Those days are over.
Tell 'em about-
I was 19.
Tell them what
I've
happened.
already told that story a lot of times.
Well, there's new ones
Amy.
on here.
Stephanie, my mom was a working mom, but she made 4 dozen cookies on the weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cookie Grammy says, I'm a public school teacher. The food waste drives me crazy due to liability. We're not allowed to take leftovers. I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Barbara, I would be going through the dumpsters.
Mhm.
Barbara, I'm going to make meatloaf in cupcake tins. Very good.
Oh,
That is
good
a great
idea. You know, there's a lot of waste of food in America, from restaurants and schools
sad.
and hospitals, all kinds. It's really
Yeah,
awful.
that's sad.
And sometimes they'll even set things aside that's supposed to be taken to like homeless shelters. And the people that work there just don't want to bother, and they just throw it out instead of take time to take it there and stuff. It's really awful. Go ahead.
Elaine says my cookbooks cured her, or our cookbooks cured her. Your cookbook cured my buying addiction. It's because it's the best one out there. You'll never buy
Did you-
another cookbook that's as good. Cynthia made the banana cake from the gluten-free book. My family inhaled it. Yes,
Mhm.
it's super delicious, even if I do say so myself.
The banana bread too in the regular cookbook
Yes,
is
and
really
the banana
yummy.
cake in the regular book is
Mhm.
good too. Kathy, when I buy, that's my recipe, by the way, the banana cake. Just saying. Cynthia,
But
and the banana bread's my recipe too.
the banana bread is
It's really good.
you can make it into muffins if you want to, or
So-
a cake. So you don't have to make it into bread. Some of these recipes you can think out of the box like that. If you don't have a loaf pan and think, well, how can I make banana bread? Just put it in muffin tins or in a cake pan, you know, that type of thing.
Okay, so banana bread and muffins are the only 2 recipes repeated in both books. The original banana bread and Mom's Sweet Muffins are in Dining on a Dime Volume 1. Volume 2 has the same exact recipe, but we have like 15 or 13, I don't remember, something teen variations that we couldn't fit in Volume 1 when we rewrote the book. So we had to put it in Volume 2. So go through Volume 2 and you'll find all the variations for banana bread and muffins.
You know, things you can add to it and make it, change it up, like sour cream or
Yeah.
blueberries or whatever, that type of thing.
Kathy says, when I buy snacks, they get ate up quick. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like for my kids, they get 1 bag of chips a week and that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. I'm not going to the store to buy more chips.
But then on special holidays, you give a lot of treat things too, in place of some of the normal stuff people give. So
I'm good. Thanks. Jennifer says, everyone's talking about how much they love you guys. She's joining in too. Well, thank you guys.
thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer has supported us for how long?
Considering I was thinking about making this my last show today, I appreciate that. Patricia, that's how they eat chili is over rice. Well, there you go.
Mm.
Melinda, I made deviled eggs and there were none left for snacking later. Yeah.
Tara brought some on the trip. We always like taking deviled eggs on our trips, and oh my.
Yep. Melinda, pickled eggs would be a great snack. Yes.
Mhm.
Shannon, I put carrots and apples up in the fridge, stuck into peanut butter or okay. I put carrots and apples cut up in the fridge, stuck into peanut butter or ranch, all portioned up. Very good.
Yeah,
Quick grab
that's
and
a
go.
really good idea.
Sharon says she bets Tara at any meeting is scary.
Tara at any meeting is scary.
You don't want me at a church budget meeting. You don't want me at the school meeting. You don't want me in the
Neighborhood.
doctor's office. You don't want me anywhere. Melinda, as a child, I used to love peanut butter and celery. Yes.
Mhm.
Amy, I think a lot of people get confused when they see all the ingredients and don't know how to put them together. She loves your cookbook because it tells us, I think, how to put it together.
Probably.
Rachel, the cheap, Mike sent me the next one. Rachel says the cheapest brand of 12-count eggs in California is Wally World is still $5.
Wow.
That's California for it. That's why I don't live in California.
I got, what was it yesterday? I got 1.5 dozen for, was it $2.97, I think?
They were $1.97 today
For a dozen.
for a dozen.
So that's, yeah,
And you got how many?
18 count.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Wanda, Tara needs some tea. Oh, is that why Mike gave me? Yes. I did not sleep at all last night. And today I had a really rough day. And I was like, okay, this is the last printing of the cookbooks and we are done.
Taking the stuff off the bed because of something?
I don't know. We have a floofy mattress thing that I got for my fibromyalgia. But then I've been waking up really sore. And after I slept good in the hotel, I thought, oh, maybe it's the floofy mattress thing, because when I came back, I was really sore again. So I took it off 2 nights ago and I slept great the first night, but last night I didn't.
Maybe it's Michael.
It might be Michael.
Might be
I'm
Michael.
sure it is. Rue registers what we call the vents blowing out. Yeah, I guess it is a register. I thought it was called something else though, but I guess it's a register. Kathy, Kimmy shouted out during her live. It was great. Wish more had responded. I had to go to the parents' meeting, so I missed Kimmy's live. But I left the computer running so she would give you time. Jenna Lee says if you use paper filters, just put the peppermint oil directly on the intake filter. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we have to fix that before we finish the kitchen remodel, Mike. Kathy, what is green chili? She's never heard of it before. So it's a Colorado thing, and I think maybe New Mexico, maybe Arizona. It is, so you saute some onions and your chicken and get it all browned. And then you add chicken broth and a can of green chilies and a little bit of jalapenos to taste and garlic and salt and onion powder. And you serve it over tortillas or rice or dipping with chips. And then you put cheese on top with sour cream and lettuce if you want. It's really good.
Sometimes you can add pork to it.
Yeah.
You know,
can
if
use
you
pork.
want.
I use chicken, but I think the recipe in the book calls for pork. But
Yeah,
you
can use pork too. And you can thicken it if you want to make it a little bit thicker. Or,
oh yeah, and you thicken it. So it's like a thick chili.
Mm-hmm.
But it's green.
Yeah.
But it's actually good. Kathy, or Sandy, dollar store sells peppermint oil. Oh, really?
Mm.
Well, there you go. I went there today for allergy medicine and they had none. I was very sad. Cheryl, I just ordered all 3 cookbooks. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Kathy, I love having your cookbook because if the power's off, no internet, you need the book.
Yeah. You know, people don't think about that. If you lose power and you can't look recipes up on your computer or whatever.
Yeah.
You got a good basic cookbook.
Sunset Heritage Farm says when she was a nanny years ago, she made meatloaf in cupcake tins and froze them for the kids. They loved having their own little meatloaves. Oh, I'm a horrible mother.
Kids do
I will pay for your therapy, guys. I'm sorry.
But, you know, she has a good point there. Kids like little tiny things. And if you think about it, it's a good portion control for them too. You know, a lot of kids will eat, well, like with bananas, I say always buy the littlest bananas you can get, because your family will pull off and eat a big whatever banana size, they'll eat the whole banana. So if you get smaller bananas, you're not paying as much for them, and your family will still eat just one banana, and it will save, you know, on calories, although fruit is good for them. But kids will do small portions, and they like small portions. So, and don't give them a huge amount of, a lot of people, we didn't mention that, they fill their kids' plate up full of stuff. And then it just goes to waste because it's too much food for them and they think they're just picky or whatever, and you just toss that food out. So start out small for adults and kids for small portions, because then they can always get more if they want it.
Mama Bird says, I've been eating leftovers all week. I got really creative in my kitchen.
Oh.
The little ones didn't even notice we were eating reimagined food.
Reimagined. I like that.
My next cookbook, your reimagined
food.
That's funny.
That's good.
Lisa would like to order a cookbook, but I can't do it. I'm doing something wrong. So a couple of people have this issue, although we are getting tons of orders. So obviously so it's working. The only thing that we have told them to do is either change devices or change your browser you're using. So if you're in Chrome, try Safari maybe. But we have no idea why it's not going through. We can't find anything. There's just a couple of people.
They could also probably clear their cookies in history.
Yeah, Mike said clear your cookies in history. Maybe there's something in that too. So I don't know. Lori, how long is buttermilk good for? Oh, a couple of weeks past the expiration date,
yeah.
at least.
Botten buttermilk I keep for a long
Yeah.
time afterwards.
But it's got a long expiration date. So like when I buy it, it's got like an 8-week expiration date to begin with, and then it'll go, I don't know, like another 6 or 8 weeks after
Because
that.
if you think about it, you use a lot of sour milk in recipes for baking and that type of thing. So even if it's sour, it won't, hurt.
Tanya says I have a $67,000 left on my mortgage and have around 10 to 30,000 in repairs because they have to dig the floor up. Oh my goodness, due to plumbing. I
no.
figured I would pay the house off first. Wow.
Oh,
I'm so
wow.
sorry.
Yeah, that's sickening when something like that happens.
It's moments like that. It's like I'm just gonna go live in a tent. I know. Aiko, maybe from Japan. My
Oh.
guests were surprised how moist the turkey was.
Oh,
Everybody always is. That's great.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even
always-
know they had turkeys in Japan.
I didn't know you had turkeys in
So
Japan
that's new
either.
for me.
Yeah.
Rita, kitchen update. Well, you know how I said they were supposed to pour the countertops yesterday? The countertops did not get poured yesterday.
Are they coming tomorrow?
So they're supposed to come tomorrow since it's raining. So we're hoping the countertops will get poured. See, the problem, why is this such a big deal? Because after the countertop is poured, I have to wait a month before I can use it. Now, thankfully, all the rest of the countertops have cured. So I'll only have that one section of countertop that I can't use. But that's why I've been wanting to get the countertop done, but we couldn't do it until we got the sink in and the dishwasher and all that. Oh, speaking of which, we got to tell them that they put the dishwasher in wrong. And then what was the other? Oh, and then what you guys didn't know, because I was setting up a video for it, which probably, I don't know if it's going to get done now, but I decided to redecorate my laundry room and I painted all the cabinets. And I went to go put the cabinet doors on yesterday and I put all of the screws in one box. Haven't done anything. And like 40 screws just grew legs and walked away. I don't know where they went. We have not been finding screws on the floor or anything anywhere. I don't know where they went. So I had to go to Ace today and try and find screws. I found some. I haven't tried them yet. So I think they're going to work. But man, yeah. So that's the newest update. I was kind of hoping to be getting getting some stuff done. But anyway, Wanda, home ec was her favorite class in school.
I loved home ec too. Mm-hmm.
Linda, fires and flooding.
Fires and flooding.
Well, we're under flood watch here for the next 3 days because we're supposed to be getting rain. Lori says, or a technology crisis. Yeah, it'll probably be a technology crisis. I'll bet you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Lean says, The Simpsons just did an episode about a lockdown because of too many caterpillars attacking everyone. You remember those days in Japan, don't you? Nellie says, gas stoves will be the next target. Yep. Mama Bird says, fry everything in bacon grease. Yes, we already do.
Yes, I use bacon grease.
I use it in my green chili too, and it's really good.
And I pop my popcorn that I pop in a pan with it too.
Debbie, beef stroganoff volume 1 was so easy and delicious. She ordered volume 2. Thank you.
That beef stroganoff.
Hawkins Hill says, I've only had it for about a week, but I am really enjoying the brand new Dining on a Dime cookbook. Thank you. Guys, it's 40% off right now for Mother's Day, only twice a year. So grab it now. Sandy, I bought a dozen eggs at Aldi's today. And hubby brought home 2 dozen from a friend. She guesses she'll boil the store-bought ones. So the ones that your husband brought home, if they have their own chickens and they didn't wash them, they'll last a really long time. Oh, yeah.
So several weeks, probably.
I mean, you could probably get 10 or 12 weeks out of those easy.
Yeah.
Tanya, I lived by college and thought they were done with class in May. Found out it was April. Aw.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Linda, has Mike's brilliant idea been revealed? It has not. Yeah. So sorry about that. Well, part of the problem is we've been waiting for them to finish this one countertop because we can't clean anything because they still have to sand this countertop. So I can't go through and clean anything or start putting stuff back because I don't want to start putting stuff back and then just have sawdust all over everything again. So as soon as they can get this countertop, if they for some reason can't come tomorrow, I'm sanding it myself tomorrow because we need to be getting done with this. So so if they don't show up tomorrow, which they should, I don't have any reason not to believe it, but if something happens and they can't, I'm going to sand it myself. So I did get the laundry room somewhat cleaned, like the first top layer off. And Mike and I yesterday took the first top layer out of the garage off too. Let's see. Paula, peppermint oil is an essential oil. Yes, most health foods has it, but essential oils are way more expensive than fragrance oil. So don't buy essential oil, buy fragrance oil because it's a lot cheaper.
Especially to keep mice
Yeah,
out.
especially for mice.
For
I ain't
mice is
wasting
what
good
she's talking
essential oil on mice.
Yeah.
So somebody else had mentioned the flavorings and the,
Yeah, you could do
Mhm.
peppermint flavoring too, would work.
would that work?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smell
Yeah.
that they don't like.
Yeah.
So
You could do
peppermint,
peppermint flavoring, yeah.
Mhm.
Throw a bunch of gum up there.
I was going to say even lifesavers or peppermint lifesavers or something too.
Wanda says a lot of recipes are not really clear. Yours are. For years, every time I made yeast bread, it turned out like a doorstop. Once I bought a book called Bread at a Rummage Sale. It said to knead the dough for a minimum of 10 minutes. I did that, and that's why I was doing wrong. Yep. You have to knead it for, yeah. Cheryl says she got a free turtle sundae from Dairy Queen. Well, yay.
Oh,
Sandy, when hubby and I go out to dinner, we
I
go
love turtle
early.
sundaes. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt
We
you.
go, that's okay. We go early enough to order the lunch menu. Yes.
Yes, that's a very good idea. We've not mentioned that a lot
Her
before.
granddaughter says she's showing her age. I was so sad. When we were in Colorado, we went to the thrift store on Wednesday and not Tuesday, which was senior day. So I couldn't say that I identify as a senior.
Oh, I know you're wanting to do that so bad, weren't you?
Boulder County. I mean, seriously, you just can't not do that. Maryland. Some of the food waste in hospitals is from the huge portions they serve. Yes.
Mhm.
When I was in the hospital for 6 days, I had to send back half of almost all my meal. It was just too much. Yep.
Yeah.
Mike, can you send the next one? Yeah, it's just too much. Let's see. While he's getting me the questions, what does it mean the counters need to be poured and cured? So I'm epoxying my counters. I'm putting an epoxy on the top, and it has to cure for a month. And the contractors think I'm just being crazy, but the last time I did my kitchen table, when we were in Colorado, I let it cure the 7 days it said. First time we used it. I just wanted to cry. The first time we used it, the hot plates stuck to the table.
The dinner plates, just with
dinner
the
plates,
warm food on
just
it.
with the food on it. The knives and forks all left dings. And the kids weren't like slamming the silverware. It's just from setting it down there. So I am like super paranoid to make sure that it's really, really cured, because I don't want that to happen again. Now, if it does, I can just buff it down, but
Now that's one thing too. If you guys do your own painting, like of kitchen cabinets or a piece of furniture or something like that, one of the secrets to making that paint not chip is to let it cure in between each layer of paint. The drying is really important. Even with fingernails, you know, if you put a coat of fingernail polish on, let it dry for, if you can, for an hour. So sometimes that's not possible. I understand. And fingernails aren't quite as crucial as kitchen cabinets. But anytime you let the paint dry way longer than you expect on anything, it'll harden and do better.
yep. Tana says, Tara, are you admitting you have some screws missing?
That's good.
Mike could have told you that a long time ago.
That's a good one. That's good.
Judy cuts old pita bread dipped in oil and yes, dear. You have a response to that?
I have no response to that.
Remember the marriage counseling, Mike, with the conference
Yes.
you went to.
Yes.
What are you feeling at this moment?
No, bite your
I'm-
tongue.
I wanna know what you're feeling.
I'm feeling validated.
I'm going to validate you with the frying pan.
Oh, back to that, huh?
Judy says, I cut old pita bread dipped in oil and spices and baked it. Yes.
Yeah,
Delicious
that'd
as
be
chips.
yummy.
Marilyn says, my mom shopped every Saturday. When we ran out of things, she replenished the supplies on Saturday. Yep.
Mhm.
I don't make special trips to the grocery store. Well, I do if something's on sale. But and that's not really a special trip. That's like me just going and buying the sale stuff. But like, if I want to make chicken curry, which I've been wanting to make for the last 10 days, I don't just go to the grocery store and buy the coconut milk that I'm out of. Today, I happen to be going to Dollar Tree, so I got all the coconut milk for my stockpile again. So, I do it like that. So, Kathy, hello. She loves how I tell it like it is.
Oh, Kathy. Oh. I'm so glad you guys are staying with us. Some of you have been with us so long, we would miss you so much.
I'm sorry. Stephanie says maybe I need to list Tara as my health advocate.
You're good. That's good.
Well, some of this.
Here she goes. Here she goes.
My
Stephanie.
grandfather was
Here she
dying.
goes.
He was in kidney
I
failure.
was so upset over
He
that.
had 2 weeks to live, and they're shoving a handful of pills down his throat for vitamin D. I'm sorry. If you're on the road to death, you don't need vitamin D.
I mean, he was choking trying to get them down. He could not swallow them, and everybody kept insisting that he take these big hunkin' vitamins. Oh my goodness. And they wanted me to give them to him, and I didn't want to give them to him. But yeah, that was pretty rough. It was. Well, she would be good, because I went in one time to see this doctor, and the first thing I saw the doctor, and then we went into the nutritionist, and the doctor said, well, I'm really surprised here that you don't need to be gluten-free. That seemed to surprise her for some reason, but I guess the whole world is gluten-free now. But anyway, we had to go see the nutritionist.
So buy our gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook at 40% off now, as my mother is insulting my cookbook.
So I'm trying to tell how you'd be a good health advocate.
See, and I'm turning it into a positive.
I see. That's how you're doing it. But anyway, so we went in there and sat down. She hadn't even looked at the chart. And she looked at me and she said, well, we need to put you on a gluten-free diet. And Tara looked at her and said, but the doctor said she doesn't need to be on one. Oh, she did? And she's looking at the chart. I thought, are you kidding me? So, she would be a good advocate. But another thing is, if you're going to the doctor for something, you might want to take somebody along with you. It really does make a difference, a lot of times. So, especially somebody like Tara. So,
Conceal says, love volume 1 so much that she ordered volume 2. Thank you. This is what I'm laughing at. So, women's church groups are another thing you don't want, Tara.
Oh, no, you don't want to get me on women's church groups. Oh, my word.
I had a church women's group many years ago. One woman said she couldn't get her kids to stop eating candy. I had a hard time making myself not say, well, who buys the groceries? Oh,
good.
my goodness.
I know.
I can't even go.
Tara would have said it. She would have said it.
It's true.
I had thought, okay, maybe I should try the women's group.
I've been thinking about it too, but
if I could do something. But I have not been to one where I just wanted my head to explode off my shoulders. It's so shallow. That's all I'm going to say. Because I'm keeping my mouth shut.
You don't want to get started, huh?
Tracy, I worked for a grocery store many years ago. Food stamps restrictions were much better than now. But I got so angry at how they used them. At the first of the month, a lot of food stamp recipients would buy steak and very expensive cuts of meat. The cereal.
Mhm.
Yep. By the end of the month, they were buying packaged macaroni and cheese every day. I had
Yeah.
one family who was so wise. The mom would buy turkey every month, beans, rice. Yeah. Yeah. What they need to do for that is only allow like ground beef,
Yeah.
chicken, not even chicken breasts, really. Chicken drumsticks, quarters, that kind of thing. And just basic real food. None of this. Yeah, that's crazy. Although, I mean, at the same time, when they use it all on steak and then they have nothing left, well, that's what they get. You just got to feel sorry for the kids. But Connie, she's a fiber warrior. Also, she changed mattress several times over the years. The best sleep I always had in a hotel. I know, me too. We even bought a hotel mattress because we were like, oh my goodness, this is the best sleep we've ever had. And we got it and it was awful.
I think that the issue on that is, we also, there was a hotel here that was remodeling and they were selling stuff and we got a bed for one of our boys and it's absolutely the most comfortable bed in the house. And I think that the issue with the hotel bed is when we bought it, we asked them and it was a specialty kind that they had, but you have to break it in for like a year or something. And we should have just bought one from the hotel renovation sale that was already broken in. I think that's
I
the
ain't
issue.
sleeping on a full-size mattress with you. I'm sorry. That's way too close. I know Grandma and Grandpa did it for 50 years, but
No, I was thinking we get 2 queens. We have enough room in our bedroom
that's
for 2
okay.
queens.
I'll take 2 queens.
Works at the hotel.
That's perfect. Yes, we'll do 2 queens.
Yes.
Sure. Amazing Grace says, Mother, how do you keep your towels from turning to sandpaper? She already uses softener, but they're awful rough.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What I do, if you have a dryer, I fluff them in there for like 3 minutes. Usually I throw the things that need to be fluffed, like the towels, in the dryer while I'm getting the other stuff out. So just for a couple of minutes and they fluff around and it's just the right amount of softness. But if you don't have a dryer, you need to, when you're hanging them out on the line or on a rack, you need to shake them and give them a good snap. Maybe even twice, give it a good snap, and that really fluffs them off. Some people have used vinegar, and that helps a little bit, but I haven't noticed a huge amount of difference in the vinegar. What the vinegar does a lot of times to help soften them is if you have hard water, there's a mineral buildup when you wash them, and so they feel a little bit rougher, and the vinegar gets rid of the mineral buildup, and so that might help if you have hard water. So you might try those things.
Thank you, Georgina, for the super chat. I like your little
Your
little dancing thing there.
That's cute. Thank
That's funny.
you. That is cute.
Let's see. Cindy, I received my volume 1. Love it. First recipe you tried was honey baked chicken. Yep, that's delicious. Carrie, oh yeah.
One more thing on the towels. You can move to Kansas and hang them out on a windy day, or Wyoming. And that fluffs them so much, they knock around.
And then you have to go 20 miles to get them
from the neighbor's yard.
Carrie, not food related, but spring, fall, my utility cost is approximately $1.50 a day. When I use the AC, it's $4. Wow.
Yeah.
Wanda, it takes half the time to bake a meatloaf in a muffin pan. Now that's true,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more work. Just use the muffin liners. And look at garage sales for that. I got 1,000 muffin liners for I think it was 25 cents or something. So look for garage sales.
And I don't know, I've not tried this myself, but what you could do is put the meatloaf in a cake pan. See, it'll be thinner, and it wouldn't, wouldn't take as long to bake if you put it in like a cake pan or a pie pan or something.
Cheryl says, I'd really like to make buttermilk like I grew up with. My grandma had real chunky kind. That's called yogurt. No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is, buttermilk and yogurt are the same thing. And all it is it's just not cured into yogurt yet. It's in the middle of switching. So it goes from milk, sour milk, from milk, sour milk, to buttermilk, to thick yogurt is the process of the fermentation. So just leave your buttermilk fermenting a little bit longer, but not quite so long to yogurt. And your mom just happened to know the amount of time, if it was 18 hours or whatever.
I wonder too, they used to separate the milk, and then there was this like the curds and stuff, the whey and that. And so that might be part of it too. So
if she separated it. Yeah, that would be the other way too.
You separate
it. Rachel, but my buttermilk, when I've left it too long, it has turned into yogurt after I left it too long. So Rachel, what is a month by month loss leaders to look for? Would certainly help in meal planning. So you just have to watch in your area. So like in California, it's going to be totally different than Wyoming, or in Texas, it's going to be totally different than New York City. But as a general rule, right now would be strawberries and artichokes. Your lettuces are starting to come in. Bananas are pretty much all year round since they're not in the United States. They're all imported. Cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, squashes, those are all cheaper in the summer, of course, late summer. Watermelons, cantaloupe, honeydews, late summer. Avocados in late December, January.
Potatoes are good in the winter too.
Potatoes are good in the winter, although they're pretty cheap all year. Apples in the
In
fall. Oranges in January, December, January.
Mhm.
What else am I missing?
Citrus in
Yeah, any citrus.
in January and
January.
February.
That's why they used to get oranges for Christmas stockings.
Hmm.
Krista, green chili or chili verde, same thing. Yep. Kathy, yes, I don't understand grocery sale rotation and what month goes on sale. Yeah. I mean, it depends on where you're living. So like in California, where they have fruits and vegetables 9-10 months out of the year, it's going to be totally different than here in Wyoming, where we only have fruits and vegetables for literally 2 months out of the year, fresh.
In Kansas, we never get anything. Kansas, we have nothing
That's
hardly.
not true. That's
Oh,
not true.
they have
Kansas has a much longer growing season.
They
than
have a
here.
longer growing season, but we don't
But-
get good fruits and vegetables
No.
because the weather's so either too
Yes.
hot or too cold, so they don't grow very
But
well.
they don't grow fruits and vegetables in Kansas. They grow
No,
wheat.
we grow
So,
wheat. That's why we grow wheat.
Catherine, remember when you did the countertops in your old house? I'm trying. Listen, your
Oh
past
my
mistakes,
goodness.
you just leave them in the past. Just leave them in the past.
Oh, if you guys haven't seen her videos on her old
It
countertops,
is good to just
oh
leave
my
things
goodness,
in
that
the
was
past.
a nightmare.
Just saying.
I wonder how many countertops everybody's going to have been with you by the time you get to be old and gray.
I'm already old and gray. Valerie, I escaped from Aurora, Colorado to Buffalo, Wyoming about the same time y'all moved from Colorado to Sheridan, so we're sort of neighbors. Oh, my goodness, you're in Buffalo?
You're just in
Wow.
Buffalo.
I'll
That
have
is
to wave.
something.
We
Yeah.
were just there at the Amish store and the new Amish greenhouse the other day.
Yeah, you are neighbors.
Kathy, by the way, don't buy anything there that's not manufactured in
At the Amish thing, another.
a food that doesn't have a normal food label on it. Let's just say don't go for the homemade stuff. I don't know how to gently say that, but
Yeah.
I would not buy any of the make your own homemade food. Let me just say that. Is that how I
Yeah.
say that? I don't know how to say that.
Well, you know, some of the conditions aren't too sanitary in some places. And so you got to be, well, even for a farmer's market, I've always questioned some of the things, you know, if I don't mean to knock them, but we've seen some stuff that's not
Yeah.
been too good. So we just want to give you guys a heads up to be careful.
Don't know how to delicately say that.
And we're not even germaphobes either. But
I am now.
you are now.
Stephanie, she liked home economics, but the teacher paired me with a brainless. I guess the teacher thought I would help her pass home. I hated it when they did that in school. It's your turn, dear. Dear, can you send me the next couple, please?
I was paired with my best friend.
Sorry.
And she did not know how to cook. She would take, like, we were fixing some breakfast one morning and she took did you need to say something, Michael?
I just thought when she said brainless and then she said, it's your turn, dear. And I was like, what?
Sorry. No, I meant to say send me the comments, please.
But she would take the grapefruit and you have to cut it a certain way in half in order to be able to eat it. And she cut it the wrong way. And then one time after she got married, she was making, this was before she got married in college. She was having a bunch of guys over and friends over for dinner. And so she was going to make tuna casserole for them. And she was so proud of her tuna casserole that she managed to bake. And come to find out, she'd used the cat food instead of the tuna by mistake. And they thought it was delicious. It was cat food. It was just awful. So she would do things like that all the time. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure. There are some people, I'm not sure if there's hope for them sometimes, but she'd come up with some, she made really good. We've got the recipe in the book too. It's I think the cream chicken you take the chicken, put cream of chicken soup on top of it and bake it. We've got that recipe in there in volume 1. And she had us over for dinner one time and it smelled so good. We could hardly wait to eat because it smells really good. And we went to sit down and she said, I got the best deal on this chicken. She said it was only 10 cents a pound. And she was going on and we went to eat it. It was nothing but chicken necks. That's all they were chicken. That's why they were so cheap. And so there was no meat hardly on them, on those silly things. So I don't know if she ever learned to cook or not, but we used to tease her all the time about her cooking. So
Jennifer, my husband said we sleep better because we're on vacation. Yeah, probably.
now, see, I didn't sleep good at all in the
I know, brother,
motels.
you wouldn't.
I didn't. I really did not sleep good. I was awake. I got two nights of the 3 nights we were sleeping in a motel. I got 2 hours of sleep each night.
When did you ever have a vacation?
I have a vacation.
Rhoda says, I just received volume 1 and 2. My sister is visiting this month, waiting to shop for groceries after she arrives. We'll plan our meals per your cookbook. Well,
Oh, that'll be fun.
Sandy, is the refrigerator working okay now? So I think so. So what's the deal with the ice maker? Is it just running all the time now or what?
No. Like, what do you mean?
Well, we shouldn't have to turn. You said the ice was falling all the way down and everything. We shouldn't have to turn the ice maker on every time it gets full.
Well, we need a new ice tray, but
I got
it
one
was
today.
it was fine. I just turned it off just in case it overflowed like it did the one time. See, the tray is smaller than the ice
but
tray is smaller than
It's not going to stop on its own then.
It's not going to stop on its own because I turned it off. But if I didn't turn it off, it was stopping on its own. It's just that one time it went over the edge down into the bottom of the freezer.
It shouldn't do that, but
Right.
okay.
That's why we need a bigger tray.
Well, I got one today, but
The reason why it overflows is because the tray is like half as big as the shelf. And so when it piles up like a mound, then it goes over the edge down below because the tray isn't wide enough for our freezer.
I know, but it's not going to matter how big the tray is because if it keeps filling and filling and filling, it's still going to pile up.
Well, most freezers have one that goes all the way across the freezer, and then it's usually higher on this
Well,
side.
we'll put it in and see what it does now. Pistol did find, he went back to the dump right after he was at our house and he rescued two shelves and a door shelf for us from that refrigerator, from the same refrigerator that he dumped. So we love Pistol.
We do love Pistol.
He's been so wonderful to us. Fireflies peppermint mouthwash. Oh yeah, that would be good too. For the mice.
Yeah, peppermint mouthwash.
Wanda, I like Mexican restaurants because you get the free chips and salsa. I know.
Usually that's what the best part of it too.
Hawkins Hill says, I'm going to make the Amish brand muffins tonight. Do you think they would work if I added some crushed pineapples and pecans? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that would be really yummy.
That is one recipe that I really, really miss being gluten-free. I have not been able to replicate it in a gluten-free equivalent, and I miss that recipe. It is so good. Sorry, go ahead.
What was the question before that? About the peppermint something, was it?
Mouthwash?
Oh, no, about the chips at the Mexican restaurant. We went to one time this was years ago. My husband and I would go to it, and it had the best chips, and they fried them in coconut oil.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never tasted chips that good, tortilla chips that good. So if you have coconut oil, you might try frying them in there and see what it tastes like.
Tony says she has some unopened containers of feta cheese. Says it expired April 22nd. It's still good. Yeah, if there's no mold on it, look and see if there's any mold.
The 22nd for cheese is nothing. Yeah.
No, it's 22nd or 22. I thought it meant like 20.
Oh, well, if you mean April 22nd, like 2 weeks ago, it's fine. If it's April in 2022, it's probably not.
Oh, no.
But it's probably April 22nd, like 2 weeks ago. Donna, love the gluten-free cookbook. Lots of great suggestions and tips. Well, thank you. It's the green one if you are gluten-free right there, like me. 40% off right now. livingonadime.com. Wendy, my niece is a LPN. She says that the serving size is the palm of your hand. Yes, it is. Robin, those 40 screws are off having a party with the 50 scissors that walked off in my house. I know. I was sitting looking at my chaos today, just thinking, dear Jesus, please come. I was like, I would like to enjoy my new kitchen, but I don't know if I'm going to survive.
I think heaven would be better at this point, probably.
I just don't know. I was having to organize my footage from the Colorado trip, and that was it for me. I'm like, we're done. This is the last order of books.
Did you tell them about the dog
The dog?
at the store?
Oh, we told him on Monday,
Oh,
but you can
okay.
tell him. Go ahead and tell him.
Oh,
again.
no, you can.
This lady
Now,
just
we're in
let her
Colo-
wiener
we're in-
dog
we're in-
roaming all over Hobby Lobby.
No, we're talking about, it wasn't somebody that had a dog on a leash coming in
No,
there.
it was roaming all over.
It was off the leash, and she was in one section of the store, and the dog was in the other section of the store running around.
I should have
And
called the police and said there's a dog loose in the store.
it was pretty rough. God, I'd never seen anything quite like that before. Maybe I've lived in Wyoming too long now, but I guess it was in Wyoming that it happened, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, she wasn't paying any attention to it. And I thought, what if it messes on the floor? What do you do for something like that?
They just ignore it is what they do. That's what makes me so mad.
It would be like letting your toddlers run around without a diaper, you know, all on their
Kimberly
own.
says I wipe the inside of my drawers with peppermint oil and that way the smell seeps into the wood. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's good.
Lori, actually I'm doing that on a piece of Mike's brilliant idea. Lori, summer is coming. Freeze and can your fresh veggies. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jade, watching from Australia. Love your show. Wanda, we aren't going anywhere,
Australia.
Jill. We love you. Bernadette, was your
Thank
coconut milk on
goodness.
sale or did you get it cheap in bulk? So, a Dollar Tree is the cheap. So here's the thing. Dollar Tree is coconut milk and it's only $1.25. So it is significantly cheaper, but it is watered down more. And how you can tell if you're getting watered down coconut milk is the fat content. So if it has a high fat content, like more than 5%, then it's a high fat content coconut milk versus Dollar Tree that has like a 5% fat content. Now, so is that a good deal or not? So what I did was I went and calculated by the fat content, the price, because basically that's all the coconut. The fat content is all the coconut right there. Everything else is water, basically. And so I calculated, and even with the lower fat content, so less coconut in the can, it's still cheaper at Dollar Tree. I know that's the long version, but that's how you calculate certain things. So, Becky, would peppermint candies help with the mice? I bet they would.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Wanda, if you do not get these mice taken care of with all these suggestions, you have some sort of robo mice or something.
Mice. IA mice.
Kathy,
AI, I mean, mice.
we are rich because we have common sense. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Teresa, I just thank you. By the way, sorry. I was just thinking of some of the dumb things we get. You're like, how have you made it to 40 years old with this mindset? I don't know. But Teresa, I just love watching us. We're too funny. She can't wait to see the finished kitchen. Me too.
Yeah, we all are waited with bated breath.
Sorry. Well, what's bad about the epoxy is for 24 hours after they pour it, you can't do anything real
To stir up dust or anything
Yeah.
like that.
You can't stir up
sneeze over the
anything.
counter or anything.
You can't stir up any dust in the house because then it'll get in the epoxy and it'll make little dings all over the epoxy. So yeah. Anyway, Denise, I was doctored up on morphine when I shattered my ankle. My husband kept advocating for because they kept wanting to send me home with Vicodin for pain, but I'm allergic. Oh my goodness.
Ah,
I know they do that
you
all the
need
time.
to have somebody with you when you have something like that if you can.
Robin, I watched the video when I damaged the refrigerator was delivered. I thought you were very self-controlled. I was very self-controlled. And I will say that our Home Depot employees here were very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they were truly trying to do everything they could. It is the Home Depot Corporation and the Whirlpool Corporation that is the problem. It is the problem. And yeah, that's...
Well, it's like I said before, I feel sorry for the people that have to work there and deal with these companies that are doing these crazy things.
And after I talked to the guy on the phone, 2 days later, I happened to stop by the to return some stuff, and he happened to be there, and I said, "Hi, I'm Tara Kellum," and he was like, "Oh, hi." Yeah, that was kind of the look he had momentarily. But I told him, I said, "Thank you." I said, "I know that it is your corporate policies that are the problem. And I said, I'm not mad at you, but I said, people are not understanding what I have gone through with this refrigerator. And I just wanted to really be sure you guys understood this is not just some minor little problem that I'm having here. And he said, oh yeah, I totally understand. And he was really nice. And I told him I appreciated him, working with it and all that. But yes, I had some people that say I was just horrible to him. I wasn't cussing or anything. I was very firm, but I wasn't cussing or anything.
And they probably don't know the full background of what you dealt with up to this point.
Yeah,
either.
I didn't share the whole
Yeah,
thing in the
see,
video. You guys have
you
no
guys
idea
don't
what
always-
the whole thing
get
was.
the full idea.
But anyway, Wanda says, would the mattress break down quicker if you let the kids chop them down? We did.
We did, yeah.
We did.
The mattress arrived
Yeah.
when Tara and Mike were gone, and I let the boys jump up and down on it. So,
Tanya, this could go real wrong real fast. She says, okay, hear me out. I think Mike should dress like whatever he makes his background. So on the beach, maybe a floaty and goggles, and on the mountain, a climber. So what if you're at the spa, dear?
yeah, if you're at the spa,
That would be wonderful. I'd have to.
or the swimming pool, you could do your sporto.
Yeah, that would be a little bit frightening. Wow, we get a lot of views. That would be a good thumbnail, huh?
That would be a good thumbnail. Get a lot of views on that one.
All those ladies can get away
Or
with it.
not.
Surely I can get away with it.
There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing on the screen. Are we
You're
still on?
blank.
I'm blank over here.
We're blank.
Oh, I see.
So are we still on?
This is what Mike was at a nudist beach.
Mike at a nudist beach.
Oh my goodness. I don't need that picture in my head.
Come on, woman.
Oh,
Oh. There we go.
you got us back, huh?
Oh, it's too dark in there.
Because you were covering the light.
Oh.
Little common sense here, Michael.
Connie says, I would love to do a women's Bible study with us. No, you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't do well. Like, what is that Christian radio station I can't stand? Okay, love. Oh, cannot stand that radio station. Sorry, I'm done. My mouth is shut. Kimberly says vinegar rinse in the washer. Yes, that's a good one. And Cheryl says, thanks for the Mermaid Tip. You're welcome. Marilyn says she purchased volume 1. She can't wait to get it. Thank you. Miss T says certain holidays have items on sale. Yes, this is true. So Memorial Day coming up, look for mustard, barbecue sauces, ketchup, hamburger, buns and hamburgers, hot dogs, sausages, but also on June, well, it's not June 1st. It would be like May, the day after Memorial Day and 2 days after Memorial Day, go to your store and see if they have clearance meat, because if they bought too much and they didn't sell it all, then they mark it down on clearance.
And don't forget, if you have a kitchen that you decorated in red or blue or something like that, you can buy throw rugs, tablecloths, placemats, dishes, all kinds of stuff if you decorate in whatever holiday colors that they're.
One year I got hamburger for $1 a pound for ground beef after Memorial Day and ribs because they bought too much. And so I bought like 150 pounds and I had ground beef for like a year and a half. So it was really good. Miss Shirley says, what is the cheapest store to buy gluten-free food? I mean, Walmart, I would say. It depends on what you're buying.
And it's probably like any other grocery store item.
I will tell you, make your own out of our gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook and you will save my homemade bread is about $1.50, $2, depending on which flour you get. The bread at the store is between $6 and $8 or $9 a loaf. My vanilla wafers in here are about $1, and a box of vanilla wafers for just, a smidgen of the amount that you make for the cookies is like $3.50. Granola bars, it's the same thing. So make the homemade, and it really does taste like the real deal. Let's see. Okay. Barbara says, I got the same fridge as yours, but with ice and water in the door. The door shelves are very flimsy and they crack, and I need 2 for the fridge and 2 for the freezer. Oh man, I'm so sorry. let's see. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Yes, everybody
Yes.
is saying Happy Mother's
To
Day.
you guys too.
Denise says, you know that old actress that used to say, I'm not going to say a word, not one word, and then proceed to say what she wasn't saying. That's my jam tar. I know. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm keeping my mouth shut. No. Well, I mean, go ahead and send them. But Mrs. T says, dress like the yodeler on Price is Right.
Yeah. He should be like the yodeler.
What if Mike was at a nudist speech? Oh my
What
goodness.
if Mike was at a nudist speech?
I ain't sharing all that yummy goodness with nobody else.
Oh, listen to you. Oh, listen to you. Why is Mike turning red over there? Look at how red he is.
You gonna flaunt your flingy thingy, dear?
Oh no, we gotta get off of here. We gotta get off of here.
Let's see. Wanda, yeah, it's funny watching videos from 3 years ago and you were doing the kitchen remodel and having problems. I know. You'd think you would run the other way. I
think
know,
you'd
you would
learn your
think.
lesson.
I did. That was actually my big sticking point, and the fact that it wasn't quiet. But that was the fact that it wasn't quiet and bright. Those two things I was not going to compromise on. And I did. And the kitchen. I was going to compromise on the kitchen, but I wasn't willing to compromise as much as I had to with this kitchen. And I did, because everybody kept telling me, oh, it's no big deal, just remodel it. Yeah. Several tens of thousands of grand later. So anyway, our house has gone up in price, not because of the kitchen remodel. So if we had to sell it, we would recoup the money, but still, it's just irritating. Let's see. Went to the farmer's market, Tanya says, and he was talking about his jelly and dipped his finger in one of the products he was selling. I was like, I'm not eating that. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paula, grocery rotation. Keep a notebook in your purse and write down the sales prices. You have to go get our price book too. That's why I wrote the price book. livingonadime.com. Mrs. T, you paid $2,000 for a fridge and it didn't come with an ice tray. Yep. And Pistol even looked up, and there is not one you can buy that will fit it. I had to get a dish pan at Dollar Tree to put in there.
So the issue on that is that this one Tar didn't want an ice maker in the door. And so this one doesn't actually come with an ice maker, but they have an ice maker that you're supposed to be able to install in any of their freezers, but it's not really designed for this freezer. But Pistol, it is nice knowing somebody, because he said, oh, that's, I think you have the same size as a XYZ something or other freezer, and I'll keep a lookout for you for one. So it's unfortunate we have to do that though. Yeah.
I just got a dish pan today at Dollar Tree and I'm going to throw in there. So, Miss Shirley, what to use to keep away spiders? So I just spray with household bug spray, and then I put diatomaceous earth in there.
One thing I use for bugs and mice both, if you got electricity, I use the little wall.
Yeah, I use those too. They work really
things
good.
that you plug into the wall.
They're on our Amazon store. Mike put the link for our Amazon store.
And be sure when you use those that you put them like on an outside wall, because they go through the electrical power is what they do. And I didn't know this at first. So like I put it on the wall by my garage, because then that way it'll affect the garage, inside of it. And that type, or the outside walls too, then that'd keep them from coming in.
Wendy, I usually get 3 meals out of Mexican food because of the chips. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi is dying to know what Mike's brilliant idea. The anticipation is killing her. It's killing me too. Joshua Talks Food hit 400 subscribers.
Hi, Joshua. Good.
Very good. Very
Way
good.
to go.
Paula, Joshua, when you hit 500 subscribers, you can do a giveaway for my cookbook. Email me. Have your mom email me, and I'll send one of your subscribers one. Paula, listening to Tara some days, Mike's brilliant idea isn't so brilliant.
That's true.
It is still brilliant. It's still brilliant. It's still brilliant.
But yeah. It's the but that counts.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wanda says she just had a mouse try to watch the video with her. She needed my hammer. Wanda, you have a problem.
Oh my goodness.
Have
Wanda.
mercy.
Did you get all the holes plugged up? Of course, it's hard. How can you find all the holes?
Can
That
you
would be
call an
hard.
exterminator? I mean, I know they're expensive, but my goodness,
You
for
may
that
have
kind of
to,
a
for
problem, you
that
may
problem.
have
Yeah,
to.
you may have to. It would be worth
Wow.
it for all the peppermint oil. By the time
might
you
be
buy all that
cheaper,
peppermint oil,
actually.
it might be cheaper. Yeah. Wow. That's awful.
Wait, do you have birds making your dress too?
Huh?
Sorry, that was a Cinderella joke. Sorry.
Oh, she had birds making her. Oh, Mike was making a Cinderella joke. Okay, we got it with the
Oh,
mice and the birds and
birds.
Cinderella. Okay.
We're
Sorry,
a little
dear.
slow, Michael, tonight.
Mindy, you got 97-cent chickens. Very good.
Ooh, that's good.
Shaws.
Mhm.
And Connie, let's do a Bible study. Denise, Mama 4. You know the old actress that used to. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Kimberly, it's like the man behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz. Yes.
Yes.
We thought that would be funny. Are we funny, dear?
I think we're all so tired tonight. We're not functioning hardly.
All right, guys.
Some kind of funny.
40% off our Dining on a Dime cookbooks right here for Mother's Day. And we had some very, very generous donors this week for Bibles. So if you would like a Bible, please feel free to ask for one. We give away Bibles to anyone who wants one. And there's no catch. We don't come to your door. We don't call you nothing. We just send you a free Bible because we want you to have the Word of God. And someone, who is this? Oh, yes, Teresa, thank you. Got the card. Thank you very much for that. And she sent me a Bob Evans order form for 10 people for a farmhouse feast with turkey, ham, dressing, potatoes, corn, green beans, macaroni cheese, cranberry relish, which actually you get quite a bit. Rolls, banana nut bread, triple berry pie, double crust apple pie, $149 for 10 people.
Wow. That was
No,
nuts.
that's what she's saying to show me the price.
Oh, for the price.
So that's how much they charge. So we could probably make
that's
that
for a meal?
Yeah, one dinner.
Word. And people are
One
actually
dinner.
buying those?
Yeah. Oh, people buy them all the time. I know. That's why I get so frustrated because Thanksgiving is one of the cheapest dinners you can make.
But you haven't seen the commercials lately that they show for these similar type of meals. And they make it sound like it's the best thing in the world for you, that you should do. No wonder people are getting in debt with those. So
Poor Wanda. She says, according to the exterminating company, there's only one hole and my friend covered it. Company was a waste of time.
oh no.
They put out glue traps. I did catch some. Wow. Holy moly. I think you're just going to have to really set out a lot of traps. Maybe put them in the paper bags, like people said, with the peanut butter. Do the peanut butter.
Yeah,
on
make
there,
sure you do
because they
peanut
can't steal
butter.
the peanut butter. The peanut butter gets stuck on there.
I've also heard if you put a little lid with Coke in it too.
It sounds like you have a nest and they're just
Yeah,
reproducing like
multiplying.
crazy. And you just have to really keep at it. Oh my goodness.
Actually,
Can you get a dog or a cat maybe?
we'll also
Borrow a
like
neighbor's
mowing
cat.
and keeping it. She said it's a mobile home before. I think I would just you have to mow and keep all the junk away from.
Yeah,
it.
Mike said make sure you mow outside and everything too. I mean, I don't remember if you're
It's
disabled
high
or
everywhere.
something, but yeah, make sure all around your house is mowed and everything. And oh,
Do any
I
of you
feel
have
so
any other
bad.
ideas for Wanda?
I would
Holler.
send Mike over to take care of it for you if we were by you.
Well, we found out in the past that if at one place where we had a lot of mice, that we mowed it really short, quite a ways out from the house, because the mice don't like coming to the house over open space where they're easily captured by some kind of a predator.
Okay, Wanda, I have an idea. Before he said the word predator, this brilliant idea came to my mind. What if you get some owls? And so
the fake ones?
yeah, get some
The
fake
fake
owls. So my grandma did that for her back porch when she had a bird problem. But owls are predators to mice. So what if you got some fake owls maybe and put in there?
You get them at a
Well-
hardware store, farmer's place.
Maybe.
You know what would be cool is because I thought you said it was a mobile home before, but if so, I don't know how many stands there are on the mobile home, but I would put one by each stand. Because that would be how they would have to come and climb up those to get, or up whatever is between the mobile home and the ground in order to get inside. So yeah, if you were to put those in a place where they were obviously visible,
Well, and White Tiger
put
says,
peppermint oil on them.
well, and White Tiger says grow mint around your house. That might work too if you
Yeah.
had pepper. Now that'd be a lot of peppermint, but peppermint does reproduce pretty easily. So you could, well, it'd take you a long time to get all the way around your whole house, but that might be another idea too. But man, could you borrow a neighbor's cat or something maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, she has a dog. You have a dog and it's
But
still that bad.
not all dogs go after mice. Could you imagine James going after a
What
mouse?
if you have your neighbors like give you the cat box to put a little bit of it around the base of the places where they can walk in?
I
Wow.
don't know if the smell of cat bothers them as much as the cat just catching them.
I was trying to think if there's anything else you can do, but
Boy, that's awful to have something like that you can't.
hmm.
You might
I
do a
know.
combination of everything that we've mentioned tonight. You know, get the owls, try the peppermint, and then put some, even if you can buy some pots of mint, just a few to sit around on the corners
Yeah.
of the house or by the door or something.
But owls are a predator to mice. And so they might see it and get scared and run, but maybe not. I don't know. You've got it so bad. It sounds
Yeah.
like you're just going to have to keep the traps going and just keep going and going and going. But you're going to have, if they're eating books, you're going to have to get that taken care of because that's
Yeah.
really bad.
Because too, it makes a mess for you because they wet. People don't always realize that mice wet as they run all the time, continually. And so it'll really give you a mess to have to deal with and clean and everything.
Did you
So
see what Leah says on Facebook? She says, oops.
Yeah. She said, flip top bins with a piece of timber as a ramp, then put peanut butter on the top and half fill with water. They climb up and fall in and drown.
Yeah. I've
use
heard
this-
that before. Did you turn on your mic? Because I didn't hear.
Yeah, and I think by bins, I think she's meaning like
Yeah,
the trash
trash
can.
cans. Yeah. So take a trash can, fill it with water, and put a ramp of a board, and then take a board and make a ramp, and then put peanut butter around the rim, and they'll fall in and drown.
what about that one time did you see that video where he said to do cornmeal and what was it, baking soda?
Yeah. No.
What was it? Cornmeal and something. I thought it was like baking soda or something because it made them swell up on the inside.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be.
When they ate the cornmeal and baking soda, it caused the
Maybe.
gases
Yeah,
inside.
maybe.
So you could try cornmeal, I think, or you know what, Google too, and say how to get rid of mice in there. And one of those videos with the cornmeal and what soda, whatever, might come up for you.
Wanda, do you have the plug-in things? Her dog will move the dead ones around, but I don't think she's killing them. I still think a stick of dynamite would work. Do you have the plug-in things, Wanda? Because if you don't, I'm going to mail those to you. Tell me if you have them. There are YouTube videos for the water bucket. Yeah, I've seen videos on the dead mouse. Yeah, baking soda and cornbread mix is what they said.
Yeah, cornmeal or cornmeal, the mix,
Cornbread
whichever.
mix,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the Jiffy.
But I think you need the sugar in there for them to be even
For them
more
to like it,
more
yeah.
attracted to the peanut butter. I mean, the cornbread would probably be fine, but I think the sugar helps make it even more.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'm waiting to see if she says if she has the plug-in things.
She said like you don't let catnip around the house. See if that works. Don't bring in all the cats and not maybe.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
cats would come. They'll
in.
eat your catnip, so it'll look like your catnip spun.
But you would want the unspayed cats to come in from the neighborhood.
She has a device that sounds like a strobe light plugged into the kitchen in the living room.
Boy.
Python.
Well, you might try a few of the things two or three of the things or four of the things that we've suggested.
Sounds like she's done almost all of it.
Yeah.
Wow, you might just have to get mouse traps. Debbie says her sister had an owl sitting on her wooden fence and she caught the owl eating and swallowing a mouse whole. Oof.
Mm,
Yeah.
mhm.
No, it has sounds and the light. I don't know which one you're talking about because the one I have, it just has a little tiny light that doesn't flash or anything. It just plugs in and it goes through the electricity.
Through the
in your house.
electricity. Yeah.
Anyway, all right, 40% off right now. Our Mother's Day sale only twice a year, guys. There's only 48 hours left, and then it will be over. So grab it today. 40% off right now. livingonadime.com. We will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye, guys. Love you.